Welcome to Clydesdale Media. Fueled by C4, Cellucor, and Extend. Use the code Clydesdale to get 20% off at checkout at c4energy.com. On Clydesdale Media, where we bring you the widest array of content here on our YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notifier so you're the first to know when new episodes are available. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Clydesdale Media Presents live at the North America West Semifinals. I'm here with Jamie Latimer. We watched all the action today. We did some workout this morning. Had a cool day, and we've got so much content to get out tonight.
We do. We have lots of interviews and reels and whatnot to upload.
I don't even know how we're going to do it. But anyway, so we started the day with a little workout.
Yep. Went back to resistance CrossFit. Good old 20-minute F you up Friday is what they call it. And yeah, it was a lot of volume.
It was. So 12 handstand push-ups, 10 back squats. I begged for back squats yesterday. I got them today. Not the kind that I was hoping for, but we got them. And then it finished off with 50 double unders. And when you were done with that, you had 5 minutes to establish a 1 rep max thruster.
Yep.
And Jamie got me there. I did my scaled version of the workout, got through 6 rounds plus a push-up, and missed a thruster really bad behind me, which I don't think I've ever done ever in my life.
Yeah, that's awkward.
I had no shoulders left after the workout, and I drove the bar up, and as soon as it got over my head, nothing there.
Yeah. Yeah, my shoulders were smoked too. That's where I was feeling it for the thruster.
Didn't you tell me that your plan going in was, that's a lot of volume, I'm going to stop at 6 rounds?
Yeah, I mean, and I paced it pretty heavily.
How many rounds did you do?
8, like 8.5. I almost got through the back squats.
Yeah.
That was too much.
So you didn't listen to your body.
I mean, I was feeling okay enough, being paced enough, but yeah, I'm hurting this evening. I am tight from standing around
And just so our listeners know, Jamie has an apparatus. It has bells, whistles, lights. It looks like the runway at O'Hare. She puts that on at night to help her back heal. It's quite the thing.
It's the Hyperice belt for your back. It's amazing. Everyone should have one.
All right. So we did that. Our friend Wad Zombie treated us to breakfast burritos.
Oh, yeah.
Those were amazing.
Saved our day for sure.
Yeah. And that was enough for 2 meals.
Yeah. I think I went back to the room and I ate that in like thirds, and it got me through the whole day.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. And then Jamie had the balls to get an interview with Grumpy Pat.
Yeah. It was I was starstruck. I love Pat. And I honestly don't know. I just wasn't thinking. I just asked him if I could chat, and he said if you can walk and chat, and I was like, absolutely, let's go. But I was like so nervous, fumbling my words. It was I want to say once in a lifetime opportunity, but hopefully not. Hopefully they get lots of those opportunities.
Yeah. You killed it. Heard that the interview went mini viral with a play on that Sevon show.
Oh.
It's gotten a lot of views on the gram, and it's doing really well. So that's pretty cool. But the one that's actually doing better is your Bethany Shadburn interview, which is killing it on the gram.
We're excited to see her this weekend. Like, everyone's been hungry to see where she is at. And
yeah. And she's in first place. That's where she's at. And that's really cool to see.
It is.
He is, or she is just killing it. She has been a friend of the show for a long time, and we could not be happier to see her there. And her back seems to be holding up.
Mm-hmm.
So let's hope Linda doesn't wreck it and she gets through the weekend.
Right. Ken, no, my belt is not an infrared. It's the Hyper Ice Venom. It's a big belt that vibrates and gets warm. So
And it buzzes and it lights.
It's loud
and
because it's like a massage. It's like using a massage gun. It's not quiet. If that's how that stuff is.
So my best interview of the day has not gotten up yet. And I got to interview Scott Tetlow after his win in the last event. And he was pretty stoked and pretty excited.
He was.
And it came out as a really good interview.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll probably be the next one that goes up once we're off the air here. I've got it uploaded to Google Drive, so I just have to get it down to the laptop and then up. Yes, Elise, we did see that William Leahy withdrew.
Yes, Elise, I messaged you because I need you to replace him in my lawn chair leaderboarding.
Yeah, Jamie is freaking out because she has him picked for the run event, the snatch run.
Yes, correct.
And now she doesn't have him. It's funny because I can't remember. I don't know. We're not going to bring that up. I don't want to throw dirt on the grave. Anyway, so let's talk about the overall experience we had today with media before we get into kind of the predictions. So one interesting thing that is going on here is CrossFit has supplied no Wi-Fi for the media members to use to promote their sport, to take videos, to do interviews. They have supplied no Wi-Fi. You can purchase it for $26 a day, and it's not all that fast. Most people are using hotspots.
Right.
We used ours up last week, so we can't do anything there. And yeah, it's been kind of a pain. They also curtained off an area this week.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad building where we're at, but the curtain is way smaller than what we had last week. And it seems like the media representation is much larger.
Yeah.
And
it's tight in there.
Why couldn't you make the curtains bigger? There's more space in the room.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tight in there for sure.
So they want all the Wi-Fi for the bungled streaming of the non-mainstream events they dumped on Chase and crew. Well, I wish that was the case. But there's, when you come to an event site, there are multiple versions of internet. If you've ever done a conference for a business or anything like that, there are options, and you can pay to have a secure Wi-Fi for people that are at your conference.
Right.
And they could make a secure one just for media. It wouldn't be that much because you'd only be getting it for 25 people or whatever. Ridiculous. And the $26 I paid today is only good for one device. So I can only put it on my laptop. I can't put it on my phone, which makes it all the more frustrating because we have a lot of interviews and they're very hard to get up. But we will get a bunch of those up before we go to bed and when we get up in the morning, because I'm not going back to the gym tomorrow.
I'm probably not either. It's late. Where's my East Coasters at? It's almost midnight at home. We're tired.
What else did we want to talk about today? The way that the floor, the way the athletes come off the floor, they've basically barricaded media from being able to talk to the athletes unless we leave the floor early. And which makes it really frustrating because we miss the end of every event unless we lean really hard and it happens to be on the Jumbotron.
Yeah, but we already kind of know the winner, and usually since we're both getting an interview, we pick a second or third place, and you can't can't quite catch that on the Jumbotron usually. So it's hard to have the story in your head or come up, if you're trying to get some questions for the athlete. It'd be nice to be able to watch the end of the event and run out right before them, but not happening.
Or let us into their corral. We're not
Yeah.
mean stalkers with batons.
Yeah. It's like
trying to take them out.
3 or 4 of us. It's not a lot of people.
Right. But big surprises. I would say Bethany on top. I lost my leaderboard, so I'm going to look real quick. When we look at the women, Bethany's on top. Alex Kazan and Ariel are no surprise. Colin Brander, maybe a little to be fourth. I expected her to be in the top 10 for sure.
She was my pick for the muscle ups. She didn't win it, but I mean, she's doing well. So.
And then Emily Rolfe in fifth. I think that's fine. Katrin coming back after a bad year. Looks good. We'll see how she holds up over the weekend. Stacey Laram, big surprise. We got an interview with her. She won event 1.
Yeah.
I think we're the only news group that got an interview with her.
Mm-hmm.
But most of her points are in that first event.
Right.
Same with Chai Cho. Hannah Black, same thing. Lauren Fisher, I think, is a big surprise. Taking a 6th in event 2. And being in a qualifying position ahead of Sydney McAlishan, Olivia Kerstetter, and Bailey Rail, who don't. I think that is a big, big surprise. If we go to the men's side, we have Brent Fikowski in the lead. Cole Griesaber has been killing it all off season. And a 3rd and 11th today, pretty damn consistent. Mitchell Stevenson, we had high hopes for him coming in. He seems to be meeting those expectations. Justin Medeiros, typical Justin Medeiros weekend. He's just going to keep plugging away at these 6 fourths, 10ths, 8ths, and let you make your mistake.
Yep.
John Wood, you think he's going to stay there?
I have high hopes for him. I actually have his interview. So when you were in Tetlo's, I was getting John. Is that the same meet? Yeah.
Probably not. It doesn't matter.
No. I have his. That'll be up after Tetlo's.
And then Pat Vellner, Grumpy Pat after his 15th place finish in event 1, and then Happy Pat after his 3rd place finish.
Did what he needed
in
to do.
event 2, and he really was happy coming off the floor.
He was.
He was taking a lot of selfies, had given a lot of high fives. Nick Matthew, he looked gassed on event 2, but I guess a 4th place finish will do that to you.
Yeah.
Samuel Quant just seems to be pretty consistent. That second event was never going to be his bailiwick, so I think his home runs are tomorrow.
Yeah, I think good things are still coming for him, so he's in an all right spot.
And then we have Chandler Smith and Scott Tetlow rounding out the top 10. We got an interview with Justin Rhodes. He works out with Jacob Hepner and worked out with Olivia Kerstetter for a while before she went to Proven. I interviewed him a couple years ago when he first started doing that. And we got an interview with him tonight after a pretty awesome finish, 8th place on event 2. Colton Merton sitting in 13th, just outside that top 10. But I truly believe his worst event is behind him.
Yeah.
And there's Cole Sager, who Jamie keeps reminding me is always there and always doing this stuff. So that is pretty much our wrap up. It's good to see our friend Logan in the chat. Ken asked how Logan was doing. Kenneth, he's doing okay. Can't do pistols on the bad knee. I have known that Logan has been suffering with a bad knee for a while, but I've kept it a secret. But he just released it to the world. So cool. Sounds like Rich's podcast. I will tell you, CrossFit is over Rich's podcast. They're over the Rich story. They really don't want to hear any more about that. There's Ronica saying yo-yo. Kenneth is, my wife is a night owl, so if I don't stay up with her, she makes me pay dearly. I have lived that life before. Ronica is rooting for Katrin. Okay.
Yeah, she loves Katrin. I think that was her first CrossFit crush.
And Elise Logan, I picked you for my fantasy team. So for selfish reasons, I'm going to need you to keep it together.
Let's go, Logan.
Yeah. I think Logan's going to have a good day too.
Yeah.
Personally. I think if you have him in a fantasy league, you should play him on event 5.
5. The snatch into the
Event
run.
5. Snatch into the run. That's my guy right there.
We're not doing those picks, right? We're doing that. We can
Why
do that
aren't we?
tomorrow. We can do that tonight.
I'm not doing it tomorrow.
Oh, we're doing it tonight. We're doing
You
picks.
saw how crazy today was.
I know.
You think we're going to have time to do that tomorrow?
Yeah. No, the gym, so we have a little time already.
Do we want to do those picks real quick?
Yeah, I guess we could do those.
So let's do a quick rundown of the events tomorrow. We start with Linda.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of heavy hitters.
Gosh, this is I know.
On the men's side, let's start there. I'm going to pick. Do you want me to go first?
Go for it.
Sam Quant.
Yeah, he's a good pick. I'm gonna say Resaber.
Okay. All right. Dark horse. Anthony Davis.
Okay.
The weight's not going to be a problem. I think his cardio is better. We'll see what happens there.
I'm gonna say my dark horse is. I'm thinking Max Krieg. So we in this morning's class that we worked out. I worked out with Max's coach, and I don't know. I think he might do well at that one tomorrow.
Okay. What about on the women's side?
Women, well,
I think if you don't pick the one, you're stupid.
Right. We have to go with Gazan. We know what her bench is. But so other than that, I don't know.
My dark horse is she's in 40th place right now. So true dark horse, Claire Truex.
Okay. I mean, that's totally possible. We've seen those.
Yeah, I interviewed her after today. For a 19-year-old to have the mental state that she has going into the weekend, she did not have a good event 1. She had a better event 2, but she knows that the weekend lines up for her, and she was all smiles and just excited to get up and be able to do Linda. So that's my pick.
Okay.
Maybe recency bias.
Yeah.
But I love the attitude.
I don't have I think there's just going to be so many good ones in this one. I could see Christine Colenbrander doing well. There's just so many. Pick. So, yeah.
Yeah. So then we move to the run into the max snatch.
Yes. Heavy hitters. Women's. We can start with women.
Sure, men? Let's go.
All right. I'm going to go with Colenbrander for this one.
I can't even pick another person.
Right.
My second Spiegel, I just don't think we'll have. She's just not going to have as much time coming off the run.
Right.
Although we found today, she is slower on the runner, but it's not as bad as a land runner.
Yeah, I was telling that. I feel like she can manage the runner better than the road. My second pick for this would be Aaliyah Miller.
Okay. Nice. I'm going to go Stacey Laram. I think like she is doing a lot and she's going to be a surprise and maybe that'll keep her in contention for a little bit longer.
All right.
Then we go to the touch and go, hopefully.
Yep.
Snatch into the run. For the men, who do you got? Are
we sticking with this event, the first one? Are we following up? How are you doing this?
Sorry, I missed the men on the other one.
Okay.
No, let's go men on the event 4.
Okay.
Yeah. It is late for us, people.
I'm going to go with Tudor.
Okay. I think
he's going to be hungry for a big number. So
He is not having a good weekend.
well, not so far. I think he's gonna be out.
I don't know how the mental
That's
thing
true.
will take him out
That's
this
true.
one. I am going to take. Well, you got to take one or the other. I'm taking Davis.
Yeah.
I mean, those are your two heavy
Yeah.
world record holding snatchers. So I am. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take Anthony Davis. And yeah, and dark horse Phil Muscarella.
Okay.
He's kind of hanging around there. There's some expectations that he does something great. I want to see it tomorrow. And now we get to move to the touch and go to run.
Okay. Staying with the men.
Stay with the men.
Okay. I'm gonna pick Chandler.
Okay. Like I said, I'm picking Logan.
Okay.
He's going to be my pick. From a dark horse, I'm going to take Justin Rhodes.
I don't know enough of the runners to pick any dark horses.
And then we move to the women.
Yep. I think I'm gonna say Emily Rolfe.
You took my pick.
Oh.
Yeah, I would take Emily in that in a heartbeat. What she did on the runner today
Mhm.
to the field was mighty impressive.
Mhm.
So since you took her, I'm going to take Bethany.
Pick.
If she doesn't die in Linda, I think she can get through that snatch.
Yeah.
And once she hits the runner, I would love to see her and Rolf going head to head.
Yeah. Still pains me that this one isn't on a track of some sort. Gosh, I just would love to see people run people down.
And the dark horse here is, for me, Kelly Baker.
Okay.
She can run. If people don't know that, she's done a lot of marathons.
Mhm.
She's done a lot of running in her past, and I think she needs
Yeah.
this
She's gonna
one.
be hungry in this one. Yeah.
And she's going to touch and go those snatches, and she's going to hit that runner hard. I would not be surprised if those three picks were the podium for that event.
Perfect.
And they're all in the same. No, they're not.
Mm-mm.
Kelly will be in a different heat.
Yeah.
So, so do you have a dark horse for that one, or just?
I just want to see how Jen Ryan does. I know she's also a pretty good runner, so
Yeah.
if she can move that barbell.
Yeah,
quick enough.
I got to sit with Jen tonight.
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about that.
So she talked to you first.
Yes.
And then I sat with her in the stands for a minute. Do you want me to say it? You want to say it?
It sounds like there were two different size rucksacks. And the first few heats of women were stuck with a much larger pack. And on some of those smaller girls, that is it's definitely affecting their movement patterns when it's up around their neck, down below their back, when other people's fit nicely in the small of their back. I mean they're big on everybody, but when it's a bigger sack on some of those smaller women, it's just, I mean, it's frustrating. It's frustrating to know that some people got different equipment.
I think those, if this is true,
Mm-hmm.
We have one report.
Right.
If this is true, and I have no reason not to believe Jen, but she witnessed kind of the people demanding exchanges of the bags after the first two heats, once it was discovered. If this is true, these are the little things that just stop CrossFit from becoming a legit sport. When I interviewed Marissa Flowers after her event, which she killed, by the way, so she had no reason to gripe. She did say the bag was so big, it restricted my movement on the muscle up. I couldn't even hold my elbows in tight.
Right.
Now, Marissa is a very small individual, and any extra fabric on a rucksack is going to affect her.
Yes.
She still got 50 reps. She took third in that event. It doesn't discount the fact that maybe she could have won that event.
Right. And could Jen have gotten more reps and thrown off some scores? I mean, that's the thing. You don't know what could happen in these lower heats. We're not saying anyone's going to necessarily win something. Maybe Marissa wins that event, but like, it's just the equipment should not dictate. I mean, it goes to the back to the sandbag for me, or for the sled pull for me. I don't like if equipment is somewhat of a determining factor in a race.
I completely agree. And it's just, again, anytime something like this happens, it just puts doubt into the
Yeah.
legitimacy of the placement of that event. But if it is true, I am sure that people have pictures of the two different size packs, and it will probably come out at some point. But yeah, very, very disappointing. And you'll hear kind of that in the Marissa interview.
Yeah.
When kind of, but she's the sweetest person. She's not saying anything. But the one thing I did want to bring up is Jen said, CrossFit thinks they can do this with like heats 1 and 2 because they're not going to play for anything. But you're coming in off of an online competition, and day 1 heats mean nothing. As we've seen today, where Hannah Black came in, she was like the 4th to last person in. She is sitting in a top 10 position right now. So she can be, if you affect her heat, she then doesn't make it to where she is now, right?
Yeah.
So especially on day 1, because then everybody gets reseated tomorrow into where they're performing during this weekend. And then it makes a little more sense, even though you still should not give different equipment to different heats.
Right.
But, but anyway. Was going to say, Kenneth says, yeah, I was going to say that's how the sled and floor material is going.
Yep.
It is. It is. I think I think actually the later heats got the raw end of that.
It did seem that way this week.
Yeah, the longer they got pulled, it was like the more the fabric gave and tucked under. Because a lot of the later heats were running out and fixing their sleds. And I didn't see that as much in the early heats. And it kind of shows,
they were
Stacey Liram wins out of heat 2. Hannah Black comes in 3rd out of heat 1.
Yeah.
Bethany Shadburn 6th out of heat 1. Some great times coming out of the earlier heats.
Yeah.
And Emily Rolfe looked like she was in control.
Mm-hmm.
And even with that, only took a second. Maybe Stacey's just that good. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
Any final thoughts?
I'd hate to leave it on a sour note. I mean, there was a lot of great things today, and overall.
Well, let's okay. The final event today, both men and women came to a tiebreaker.
Yeah, those were exciting.
Are you kidding me? And on the women's side, we got to see it head to head.
Yeah.
Rep for rep.
Yeah.
Both giving everything they had. And Ariel tried to get that 54th rep or whatever it was and just couldn't get over in time. And got no reps. And then Alex wins on a tiebreak because her score in the first round was more.
Right.
Then you have Colton go in the next to last heat, puts on a show, breaks Jeff Adler's record. And you think, oh my gosh, Colton has just made a statement.
Yeah.
And then Scott Tetlow comes out and does the exact same thing. Only got one more rep in the first round, and Scott Tetlow gets the win.
The tiebreak. Yep.
And I'm stoked for Scott. He's become a friend of the show. He was an analyst for us last year at the games, and he's just a good dude. And I was really happy for him, and it was great to see the joy on his face at the end of that one.
Yeah.
And I did ask him, was this Fit Wars 2? And you'll get to hear that once we get that uploaded.
Yeah.
Elise asks how the beds are here. How the beds are here.
They're weird and they roll.
Yeah, they're on wheels. It is the most bizarre thing ever.
It's weird.
It's like you got to catch a wave.
Yeah, don't go diving into bed.
Yeah. Crazy. But other than that, it's an okay hotel.
Yeah.
I could have done a better job choosing, but I went by ratings and it got a good rating. It just doesn't look like that on the outside. It looks like something from a 1970s horror movie.
Yeah, it's one of those outdoor hotels.
Yeah, we called those a motel back in the day.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in a motel. Yeah. And it's got a hot tub. It looks about the size of one of those ice barrels.
Yes.
Yeah.
We haven't checked it out. Probably won't.
It's got a pool. Haven't seen a soul in it.
Nope. I'm assuming it's cold.
Yeah.
Just like the weather here.
So Elise wants to know, can you move them to make more room for activities? Want to do karate in the garage. Is that a Step Brothers comment?
Yeah. Did we
Okay.
just become best friends?
Yeah.
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 That might be the reasoning.
We could actually do burpees,
Yeah.
probably.
Mhm.
Yeah. Maybe some back squats.
Maybe that's what we'll do in the morning.
Okay. On that note, I got stuff to upload.
Yes.
And probably just get a couple up tonight and then hopefully get up early and be able to get a few things done in the morning. Because it is only 9 o'clock here. Which means if I get to bed by 10, I'll be up by 6-ish. All right. With that, guys, you guys are the best. As always, can't believe you East Coasters
I know.
are still up with us. We love you to death. Can't wait to get back to our normal schedule and get to chat with you even more. With that, we will catch you all next time on the Clydesdale Media Live. We'll do it again tomorrow night, guys. Doing it tomorrow night again. So hop on and we'll say good night again Saturday night.
Yep.
Hopefully we're back earlier, though. We might be able to do a little earlier.
Yeah.
With that, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Again, you are the best. Talk to you soon.